Hello everyone and welcome back to the Part-Time Gamers YouTube channel. I am Welchy, one half of the Part-Time Gamers, and welcome back to Part-Time Gamers Weekly, our weekly show where we go through all the hottest topics in video games, we discuss what we've been playing, and of course we go through our Part-Time Gamers Game Club of the Month, which we're going to be focusing on this week as we review February's Part-Time Gamers Game Club Game of the Month, The Medium. So we're going to be doing that today. We'll also talk about what we've been playing and just a little bit of chit chat here and there. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into topic of the week. Topic of the week. Okay, so before we do go into the Medium review, I did just want to touch back a few episodes ago, quite a few episodes ago now, maybe a couple months ago now. We did a episode where me and Fipsy predicted Metacritic scores for games coming out in 2022. I wanted to give an update on kind of how we're doing, how we're ranking, who's winning, and I think you'll find it interesting. And I think it's good to do it every now and then. Just as games come out, we can update who's leading and whatnot. So far, there's been 8 games from our list. Obviously, there's more games that come out than that, but from our list of predictions, 8 of them have come out. And we'll start from the top. Rainbow Six Extraction. Fipsy won that one. The Metacritic score on that is 73. Fipsy was closest with 76, so he gets 1 point. If you want to see all our full scores and full predictions, please do go back and watch that one. It's a fun episode. We still got games like God of War Ragnarok and stuff to come out, so there's stuff you can see the scores we predicted for that. Pokemon Legends Arceus, Metacritic score of 84. Me and Fipsy both went below that. Fipsy was closest though, 80, so he's got 2 points now, 1 each. Next is Dying Light 2. I'm sorry, I'm looking up, it's because I've got the scores up there. Dying Light 2 is a 77 on Metacritic, and I was closest, I said 80, Fipsy said 82. A reminder that it's 1 point for being more than 2 or more points away, 2 points for being 1 score away, and 5 points for getting it bang on. Also worth noting, if it's a game that comes out on multiple platforms, we will take the average between Xbox and PlayStation. We're not including PC. Next on the list is Sifu. As you will know, I reviewed it last week. Go back and watch that if you want to. Really enjoyed that review and really enjoyed that game. Sifu is currently an 80 on Metacritic. I predicted 85 and I was closer than Fipsy. I think 80 is harsh, but that's just me. So it's 1 point. So at that point, it's 2-2 between me and Fipsy. 2-2, early February, cool. Shit gets downhill from here for me, guys. So the next game on the list is Crossfire X. And I wanted to highlight this one because this is the one that me and Fipsy had the biggest gap in our predictions. I said it'd be an 80. An 80. Fipsy said 65. The Metacritic for this game, unless it's changed, let me double check. If it's changed, it doesn't change by much, that's for sure. But I might as well get it spot on. Sorry. Basically, the Metacritic score for this game is 43. 43. Even Fipsy was miles off. But yeah, it was almost half of my prediction. So Crossfire X is now saying 40. It's gone down. It is officially half of my prediction. I said 80. It's a 40. I have played it. Only the multiplayer. I said I was going to go back and play the single player, but I really don't want to. It's bad. It's a really bad game. And 40 sounds about right. And yeah, I was way off. Even Fipsy was way off, but he gets the point because he was technically closer, even though he was 25 points away. Let me change that so I know it's 40 now. So point to Fipsy, so he's up 3-2. Next game is Horizon Forbidden West. Been playing a lot of that. I'm 25 to 26 hours in, and I'm enjoying it, but I got this one off by I just realized I've done the scores wrong, because that still counts for me. Sorry, 2 seconds. So basically, sorry guys, Siri popped up again. Basically, I've lost my track of thought. Horizon Forbidden West, I predicted an 89 Metacritic. Fipsy predicted an 88. It's an 88. Fipsy got it bang on. So he gets 5 points. I get 2 because I was 1 away. So my final score changes now. But Fipsy gets a massive 5 points for getting it bang on. Fair play to Fipsy. The first one that we've got, one of us has got bang on. He nailed that one. Next is Elden Ring. Now, we were both right saying it's in the 90s, but we're not quite right because Fipsy said 93, which was closest. It got a 97. I'm going to check one more time just in case that's changed, but I really don't think it has. Yes, 90s. Oh, I've got to consider Xbox and PS5. It's a 96 on Xbox, 97 on Elden Ring, so it's a 96 and a half, round up 97. Anyway, it doesn't change the points for Fipsy. So it's 97 on Metacritic. Insane reviews. But Fipsy gets a point in there. And yesterday, I think, or the day before, I think it was yesterday, Gran Turismo 7 reviews came out. And Metacritic is currently sitting at 88, a very high score. I was closer on that one, I said 83. So 1 point to me. So, in total, Fipsy has 1, 2, 3, 8, 9 points. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Not bad. Because I got 2 points on Horizon that I forgot about, I'm doing better than I thought. It's 9-5 to Fipsy. The next game on the list should be Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and then Ghostwire Tokyo. We're not allowed to adjust our predictions at all, no matter what happens. These are the predictions that stay. I kind of think Ghostwire Tokyo might get a bit higher, so I think Fipsy might win that one now. But anyway, as I said, go back and watch the original prediction video if you want to. But I'll keep updating this every now and then, maybe once a month. Not worth doing it for every single game, but every now and then I'll update it. So Fipsy's winning so far, but it's not over yet. I still fancy I'm going to do all right. But yeah, that leads us on to what our actual topic of the week is, and that is reviewing The Medium. So The Medium is our part-time gamers game club game of the month for February. I do not care what is leaving Netflix right now. Yeah, so if you've been playing along, obviously leave comments down below. Let me know what you think of the game. My thoughts of the game is that it's okay. It's not the best. It's not fantastic. It's not the worst game ever, but it's not great. It's just a game. It's just not fun to play. In all honesty, it's not a fun game. You come home from work, you come home from school, whatever you're doing. Most people want to chill out or kind of escape from the world and play a game. Even if that's Call of Duty, yes, sometimes it might stress you out, or Elden Ring might stress you out. But you enjoy playing it. You find enjoyment from it. The Medium, I didn't really find that enjoyment. There's moments, but in general, I was playing it because it was part of our game club game of the month. And I'm a fan of horror. This wasn't particularly scary. Maybe some would find it scary, but I didn't find it that scary at all. And it's not. I guess it's not the typical horror. It's more like psychological kind of supernatural shit. But yeah, it wasn't really that scary, and it wasn't that compelling. The story is okay. It did make me want to find out more about the story, what was going on with the main character, what was going on with the side characters, some of them, particularly the side character called Sadness, and made me want to find out more about this kind of setting it was in. I haven't played it in 3 weeks. I beat it very quickly, so forgive me. I can't remember the names of all these places and stuff, but the main kind of setting is is it a hospital or I think it's like a hospital / kind of like children's hospital / I don't know, some sort of that kind of thing. Obviously abandoned, haunted kind of place. I guess I should say, for those of you that haven't played along and don't know, in The Medium, you play as a woman who is a medium, and she can live in 2 realms at once. When I say realms, 2 kind of realms. I don't know what the other word for realm is. She can exist in 2 different places at once, but it's the same spot, the exact same spot, but in a different... It's not like an underworld, it's more... I can't remember what you would call it, but you know what I mean. So she's in like the normal world, and then there's like this creepy other world that she's in, which is the same place, but just obviously looks different, but it's the same place. And instead of the Ratchet and Clank kind of style where you hit something in a completely different dimension, maybe that's the word I was looking for, dimension. Most of the time it is split screen, so you're moving the main character, and she'll move in both places at the same time. There are occasions when it just completely changes to that other realm, and sometimes you're just in the main normal world. But a lot of the time it is split screen as well. So that was a interesting concept. I prefer the Ratchet and Clank style of immediately changing dimension. I found that more impressive. But both ways was good for puzzles. I'll get into that later. Focusing more on the story. The story was, as I said, okay. It takes a good turn, like a twist, kind of roughly halfway, probably just over halfway through. I'm not going to spoil things, but it involves a wheelchair. That's all you need to know. When that happens, the game gets interesting. And from then on, I actually really was like, all right, yeah, the game's not great, but I have to find out what happens now. I need to know what is going on here. So that was cool. And it really it didn't force me, but it helped me to complete the game, because before that it was kind of a slug. I guess you call him the main enemy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's obviously in the, again, no spoilers, but he's in the other realm. And he's obviously like a monster kind of shape person thing, I don't know. His name is Moore, M-A-W, Moore. He was okay as an enemy. There's no combat in this game as such. It kind of run away from him. There's no actual combat. You solve puzzles and stuff, and you solve those puzzles to get away from him. You get the drift. But he was okay. When he was just like kind of walking around the room, you had to get around him. That was too easy and not. He didn't scare me enough, and he didn't make like an Outlast. An Outlast, when that kind of thing happens, you are petrified of the motherfuckers. Or even Resident Evil, like Jack Baker from Resident Evil 7, or the Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 8. Them following you around or looking for you is much scarier than this. This wasn't that scary. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I wasn't as into the game, but it just wasn't that scary. I never felt that scared of him. There are a few scenes in the game where he chases you. And I actually found those to probably be the best parts of the game. They weren't even that long, but they were the scariest parts, and they were probably the most well done parts, really, other than some puzzles. And to be fair, sometimes when he's screaming at you and shouting at you, that was quite cool and like scary. But in the general, he wasn't that scary. As I was saying, the use of the other dimension, similar but different to Ratchet and Clank. I liked it more than I thought I was going to. When the first trailers come out, we all thought it was going to be more like Ratchet and Clank. But then when the gameplay came out and we heard it was more split screen, it was like, I'm not too sure about that. I don't think that's what I want from this experience and this game. But it's actually okay. It works quite well, in particular with puzzles. They did that in some cool ways. And like the enemy as well, it worked quite well. And sometimes you're running away from this enemy in that realm, but he's not even in the other realm, so you look like an idiot running in like a normal world. But I thought it worked quite well, surprisingly well. What I didn't like, and I really, really hate about this game, I'm going to say hate about this game, is the camera and the tank controls. We're in the year 2022, and I think it is time. I thought we already had, but apparently not. We need to leave this fixed camera / tank controls in the past. It's not fun anymore. For those that might not know what that means, if you've played Resident Evil 1, where there's a camera, so like the camera, and it's a third person experience, but there's a camera, say there's a camera, and you can move the character, but the camera doesn't move at all. The camera just stays there, no matter if you go in that corner over there, this corner, the camera doesn't move, and then go into a different room, and all of a sudden the camera's say in this corner, and then it goes, the camera moves. Like, do you know what I mean? And like, it's basically like being in a whatchamacallit, like a CCTV room and switching cameras. It's like that. But the camera doesn't move, and you can only move the character. I hate it. It's not fun anymore. Back in the PS1 days, fair enough. That probably was easier, and it was not intuitive, but it was easier and to develop a game like that than to make a third person like God of War style or Last of Us, whatever. Even first person, it's probably easier to do this fixed camera. Fine. We're in 2022 now. This isn't what games should be like anymore. It's not fun, and it's not good. It's just not good at all. There's nothing good about this camera. I can't name one. I can't even see my notes now. Let me move it over here to this other screen. Did I make any positive notes about it? No. I did one. The chase scenes, as I was saying, when the main enemy is chasing you, that actually worked okay, to the point where it wasn't awful. And most of the time, when you think of I think of a chase scene in Resident Evil 2 remake, we're being chased by the alligator. I'm trying to think of other chase scenes now. Uncharted 2, when you're there's like a car falling. Yeah, they're fixed cameras, and that's fine. But that's again a chase scene. But for the whole game and the whole gameplay, it doesn't work well. It's not fun. And that is probably the main reason I did not have fun with this game. I might have had a lot more fun if it was a standard third-person camera or even first-person camera. Yeah. If you don't know what I mean, guys, I probably had some gameplay in the background here, so you'll see it. It might not have. It might have been a trailer. If I put a trailer in or not gameplay, go and check out some gameplay on YouTube. It'll be everywhere. It's not good. It's just not good. Simple as that. I'd even let it go to PS2 era. That's fine. But from the PS3 onwards, those cameras should not be used. And to be fair, I can't think of many games that use it anymore. I can't. Resident Evil don't. They're probably the one I can think of the most that used to. They don't use it anymore. Why is the medium using it? I don't know what is going on. I don't know why they decided to do that. Was it for the puzzles? I hope not, because they actually made some of the puzzles more frustrating. So 100% that has taken it down massively. I might have enjoyed this so much more if the camera was so much better. And I'll go as far as saying, if it's not going to happen, but if a game can come out with these controls and that camera system and be good the whole way through, or at least the majority, I will be stunned. In this day and age, you can't say Resident Evil 1 because that's a classic and whatever. And I go back and play Resident Evil 1, or go back and play Resident Evil 2 and then play the Resident Evil 2 remake. I know which one you'll prefer playing. Fuck the nostalgia. You'll prefer playing the remake because it's just more fun to play. Anyway, I digress. There's not really much more to say about this review. I personally didn't have a fun time playing it. The camera is the main reason. The story was okay. The this game didn't feel that next gen to me, which isn't a problem. Like, PS4 games still look great and still are great. Look at God of War, look at Last of Us 2. But this game, even like I said, the dimension stuff, the realms, didn't feel that next gen. This game, the reason it's an issue is because this game can only be played on a next gen console. It can't be played on PS4 or Xbox One. Sorry, it can only be on Series X or PS5. So when that happens, especially because it was launched early, I think that game should feel next gen, at least. Until 2 or 3 years down the line, when they stop making games for those consoles, fine. But this should have felt next gen to me, and it didn't in any way. Okay, the Realm thing, maybe a PS4 and Xbox One might not have handled it as well, but it wasn't like Ratchet and Clank where it was like, boom, you're in a new dimension, instant loading kind of thing. I guess there was an element of it, but it just never felt like next gen. And I think the graphics weren't the best. and games don't need to have the best graphics ever to be the best game ever. But there was just nothing that felt next-gen about it to me, which is a shame. And I'm only highlighting that because it's a next-gen only game. If it was on the other consoles, I wouldn't be saying this. So it's a nitpicky thing. But yeah, it's just, as an overall experience, it was okay. That is as nice as I can be about it, and as horrible as I don't want to say it's awful, because it wasn't. There are good story elements, good story twists. Not great, but good, and it makes you want to carry on. Gameplay, puzzles were okay and fun at times, but the camera just lets the game down massively for me, and as an overall experience, it was just okay. So on our new review scale, this is going to sit right in the silver category. So it's an okay game. Sorry guys, Siri apparently wants to keep interrupting today. What was I saying? It's an okay game. It's not great. It's definitely not game of the year contender kind of game, but it's not dreadful, awful. Play it if it sounds like your kind of thing. If you like those cameras, if it sounds like your kind of thing, then give it a go. If it doesn't, then I'd probably leave it. But it was on Game Pass. It's not anymore. Literally, as soon as I announced we were going to play it, they said, "Oh, we're actually taking it off." Maybe it'll come to Project Spartacus when that comes out, because PlayStation want to do something with it. I don't know. Would I pay full price for this? No, not even if it sounds like your kind of thing. Because even if it sounds like your kind of thing, it's probably not as good as you're hoping it'll be. So I would at least wait for it out. That's my opinion on the game. So yeah, let's go into our next section, where we're going to talk about our next game, the Part-Time Gamers Game Club.
The Part-Time Gamers Game Club.
It's kind of weird that I'm doing this as a different section, because we just spoke about last month's Part-Time Gamers Game Club. But anyway, Part-Time Gamers Game Club, next month, March. We've just done Medium in February. March was between two games, because I had my heart set on it being Ghost Runner, because Ghost Runner has just become a PlayStation. Oh, it was only PlayStation 5, but whatever. A PlayStation 5 PS Plus game. So it's a game I've wanted to play for a long time. Ever since it came out, I've always thought it looked really cool. Just never got around to it. I was buzzing when it said that it was on PlayStation Plus. I was ready to play it, and then they announced that PlayStation Now, they're releasing Shadow Warrior 3 day one release on the service, which is unheard of on PlayStation Now. I think it might be the first ever, which I think is hinting towards what Project Spartacus is going to be like, which is good to hear and good to see. We're going to play that. That's going to be March's Part-Time Gamers Game Club Game of the Month. I'd rather play Ghost Runner, in all honesty. I've picked this because it's a 2022 release. Obviously, if you've got PlayStation Now, you have the game. It's free to play, other than paying for the service. I know more people would have PlayStation Plus, so it makes sense to use that. But yeah, we're going to go with PlayStation Now and Shadow Warrior 3, because it's a brand new game, and it will help in my and ours 2022 kind of Game of the Year discussions. The more games you play, the more you can include or think about adding to your Game of the Year list. Ghost Runner came out in 2020, like peak pandemic, like the year just before the new consoles came out. I feel like it came out in the pandemic, if not just before it. So yeah, we're gonna go with Shadow Warrior 3. I have no idea if it's any good. I've not played the first two. I didn't even know there were two games of this. I've never heard of it. But I watched one trailer for this and it looked okay. So we're going to give this one a go. So that is going to be our March Part-Time Gamers Game Club of the Month. Play along. As I said, it's on PlayStation Now. If not, you can buy the games you want to. Maybe check it out first on trailers and stuff, and then decide if you want to. So Shadow Warrior 3, Part-Time Gamers Game Club of the Month for March. Let me know in the comments below, first of all, what you thought about the medium if you played along, what you thought about my review, do you agree, do you disagree? And then once you start playing Shadow Warrior 3, let me know your thoughts on the game. So all we've got left to talk about is what we've been playing. I still need to make like a little jingle for this section, I think, like my other two. What I've been playing, I have been playing a fuck ton of Seafood, to be honest. I should be playing Horizon more, and it's not because I don't like it, I love it. I played it this morning for an hour or so. It's just because I love Sifu. I really love Sifu, and I've decided I'm going to try and get that platinum. So I've been chipping away at it. I think I've got 10 or 11 trophies minus the platinum because that just comes automatically. So 10 or 11 trophies left, and they're all they're not hard to get. They're all actually quite doable, very doable. I think I've got all the hard ones. There's just 2 trophies that are there, and one in particular which might take a while. The main one being you got to use every single type of finisher, and there's no way of finding out which one you haven't done, how many there are. I've searched online and no one seems to know how many there are. It just seems to pop for people once they do them. Everyone seems to say, oh, when I did the running one, it happened, but I've already done that one, so I've kind of fucked there. I'm probably missing like 2 or 3, and I've just got to find which one I'm missing. It's probably like a weapon one on one of the bigger enemies, because there's different sized enemies have different finisher moves on them and stuff like that. So I'll find it. I'll just have to keep playing until I get that one, but there's other trophies to get before that. Using all the focus moves. I swear I did that last night. I used the last one, but there must be one I'm missing, and I think I know which one it is, so I'm going to try and get that tonight. Yeah, then the rest of them are pretty straightforward, so I'm hoping to have the platinum. I was thinking this week, but just because of that move one, we've got all the finishes, I don't think it's going to happen. So maybe by the end of next week, maybe by the time I next do a Part-Time Games Weekly, if not the one after, hopefully. But yeah, I've also been playing a bit of Horizon, but I want to play it more. I need to find more time to play because I'm just playing too much Sifu. And I finished Gears Judgment. We finished Gears Judgment last night with Scott. The main campaign. We're going to do the DLC Aftermath soon, maybe tonight, another day. And I think that's what I've been playing. That's all I played on Xbox is Gears Judgment. We've now beaten every Gears game, so maybe we'll do some like sort of review on that. But yeah, I think that's all. I've been playing the Switch still. I've been playing Brain Training. Really enjoying Brain Training. I still didn't do it today actually. And a bit of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. You know what? I'm going to have a rant here. I wasn't going to do it. I'm going to have a rant. Pokemon games used to be so simple and so fun. And they still can be. I enjoyed Sword and Shield. I enjoyed Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. But this Pokemon game, Brilliant Diamond, has highlighted to me that they've just got too fucking silly sometimes. So I was trying to have a team of Pokemon, because I've never played this 4th generation game, of Pokemon that I've never used before. Great. And then I had this one Pokemon, I can't remember its name. Well, one of them was called Bunary. Bunary? It's like a bunny one. A rabbit. The other one was a Chingling, and the other one was a Badoo. Badoo evolves into Roselia, which is on the 3rd gen, but I don't think Badoo was on 3rd gen. But anyway, I'd never used them before. And they were leveling up, and they just weren't evolving. And I ended up Googling it, and they have to be your fucking friend to evolve. What the fuck's that about? And to make it worse, the game doesn't tell you if they're your friend or not. You just have to guess. Like, are they your friend, are they not? There are ways, and it kind of tells you, but you can Google ways how to make them your friend. But there's still no way of it telling you if they're your friend yet or not. And I was just like, I really can't. And 2 of them, one could only evolve at night and one could only evolve at day. I just couldn't be arsed with that shit. I just really could not be asked to do that. So I've decided to I was close to giving up because I was like, this is just fucking boring. Like, it's genuinely boring. I don't want to make my Pokemon. I just want to play Pokemon, beat trainers, beat gym leaders, catch Pokemon, evolve Pokemon, done. That is what I want to do. And it was just getting too much for me. I was about to give up, and I thought, you know what? Why don't I just find Pokemon that just evolve? That's all I want. Using a Leaf Stone or a Water Stone, that's fine. They can find other ways, but at least make it a bit more fun than saying, oh, you gotta make him your friend. How? And show me if he's my friend or not. What have I got to do? How far have I got to go? That's my rant over. Basically, I've been thinking about it a lot because it's pissed me off. Obviously, this week or last weekend just gone, a new Pokemon game was announced, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm not that hyped for them. I will probably end up getting them. I haven't got Legends Arceus yet, but I might get it. I don't know, at some point. The new Scarlet and Violet games, the starters look cool. I'm sure one of them has to be a fucking friend for it evolves. All this stuff, it's kind of put me off a little bit. It's definitely not like a I'm too old for Pokemon thing. I want to play Pokemon. I enjoy playing Pokemon most of the time, but it's just getting a bit like I've not got the time or effort to do all this friendship stuff. That's all. But yeah, Scarlet and Violet will be cool. The graphics still don't look great. They're just apparently Pokemon's the only game in the world can get away with just not improving its graphics. As I said earlier, graphics aren't the be all and end all, but at least fucking try, you know? At least try. I don't know. But anyway, that is going to be it for this week's Part-Time Gamers Weekly. Sorry about the kind of rant at the end there. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said, let me know what you think about the medium, if you've been playing it, if you've played it before. Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Am I wrong about the fixed camera and tank controls? I don't think I am, but you might think I am. And yeah, Shadow Warrior 3 is our new Part-Time Gamers Game Club Game of the Month, so play along. We'll review that in 3 to 4 weeks time, 4 to 5 weeks time. And yeah, also let me know what you think of Pokemon, just because Pokemon's great, but it's sometimes weird. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, as I just mentioned there, and subscribe for more. I don't think there's anything else to say other than I will see you next time.